Hello, this is Eric Bolt from the National Weather Service office in Oxnard, California. Here's an early December update on the winter outlook for Southern California. This is the continuing precipitation deficit we currently have across the state. This chart shows the departure from average for the last 2 years starting back in December of 2011. Any red coloring on the map indicates at least 12 inches below normal precipitation. Many areas of southwest California have rainfall deficits of 20 inches or greater. A very large area of the state is experiencing the driest conditions for a calendar year ever recorded since the late 1800s. This includes most of San Luis Obispo County and areas of Santa Barbara County. And so far this fall season, we are not starting out very wet across southwest California. Rainfall deficits continue to grow since October 1st. This slide shows downtown Los Angeles at the top and Santa Barbara on the bottom. Both locations should have received over 2 inches by now, but are only reporting 34 to 41% of normal, respectively. The short-term drought conditions have become worse since our last update. Severe drought in the orange color has grown from 27% last year to nearly 83% currently, and extreme drought conditions in red now covers 28% of the state. As we enter our rainy season, it is likely that some improvement will be reflected on this map in the short term. What is the status of ENSO? The sea surface temperature anomalies across the subtropical Pacific Ocean have been fairly cool, shown by the blue shading, since last year at this time on the left side of the SST anomalies chart above. There has been slight warming in the Nino 3.4 and 4 regions in the last 30 days, shown by the orange coloring on the far right. At this time, ENSO remains in a neutral phase. The ENSO plume prediction considers many different computerized models. It continues to show that the consensus of the models keeps ENSO in a neutral condition, shown by the heavy black line through the upcoming winter season. There is some indication that by early summer, ENSO could be entering in a weak El Nino phase, shown by the black line moving above the 0.5 degree threshold on the right. Since early in October, the weather pattern has remained fairly locked in place with high pressure over the northeast Pacific Ocean, shown by the red shading, and low pressure in eastern Canada as indicated by the blue shading. This pattern has resulted in California being missed by the main storm track, except for occasional cutoff low pressure systems, which have resulted in light precipitation for our region. This is a typical pattern for ENSO neutral years. So looking at the historical data on ENSO neutral years, there have been 20 total neutral events since 1950. The majority of those, 55 to 70%, have been drier than average across Southern California. There have been extremes in rainfall for downtown Los Angeles from 4.36 inches in the 2001-02 year to an extreme maximum of 26.84 inches in the 1979-80 year. But history is not a good predictor, as we'll see. There is another oscillation that occurs in the North Pacific Ocean that contributes to our winter storms. The PDO, or Pacific Decadal Oscillation, cycles between warm and cold phases every 20 to 30 years, and we are currently midway through a cold phase. This often is counterproductive for significant rain events across Southern California. Alright, let's get to the forecast. Although we will see light additional precipitation events on December 7th and possibly the 13th, the middle part of December does not look at all favorable for significant storm events across California. The official prediction for the bulk of our rainy season from December through February shows no significant trends except slightly drier than normal over far southeast California. The large white space labeled as EC stands for equal chances of being either drier, wetter, or near normal for the next 3 months. Little change in the forecast is expected for the February through April time frame, which extends through the end of our rainy season here in Southern California. Our original prediction for the upcoming winter remains the same. Based on past ENSO neutral events, the cold phase of the PDO, and the slow start to this winter's rainy season, we believe a drier than normal year is to be expected. We will hope for a different turn of events to boost our rainfall this winter. However, if we do not see adequate precipitation in the next few months, then the long-term drought situation will likely become more extreme across Southwest California. However, as we saw earlier, a neutral year can result in above normal precipitation. We typically do not have normal rain years. We instead have several extreme events that can bring most of our precipitation in just a few days of the winter. It only takes a few storms that originate across the subtropic Pacific Ocean to result in heavy precipitation and the bulk of our annual rainfall. It is also important to remember that if you live near a recent burn scar, short-duration heavy rain from thunderstorms often trigger dangerous debris flows. Even though the prediction is for a drier than normal season, you should be well prepared for debris flows if you live near a recently burned area. Thank you for watching this presentation. If you have any comments or questions, please contact me, and remember to visit our website for the latest forecast, watches, or warnings.